For something so central to our lives, it's remarkably easy to misunderstand. Many believe that financial success hinges on intelligence, high income, or complex strategies. But most of what determines who builds wealth and who struggles happens in the invisible world of human psychology. We think of money as a matter of math, of numbers, spreadsheets, and careful planning. But money is far more profoundly shaped by our emotions, habits, fears, and even our sense of identity. In the end, behavior outweighs knowledge or technical skill. This is the psychology of making money. Consider how we make financial decisions. We'd like to think that logic drives our choices, that weighing pros and cons leads us to sensible outcomes. In reality, emotion usually speaks much louder. Excitement, anxiety, envy, and regret. Each has the power to shape our actions much more than we realize. Buying a house at the top of a market, selling investments in a panic during downturns, or spending impulsively after a difficult week. These moments are rarely explained by logic. Instead, they reflect our desire for comfort, safety, or recognition. Even seemingly rational decisions are often colored by subconscious needs or fears. One of the most influential forces shaping financial outcomes is loss aversion. Psychological research shows that we feel the pain of loss about twice as strongly as an equivalent gain. This makes us unusually cautious about parting with money, reluctant to invest, or quick to sell off investments at the first sign of trouble. Loss aversion explains why many people prefer guaranteed, low-yield savings over riskier, potentially higher reward opportunities. The fear of loss is a powerful brake on our risk-taking, especially when long-term growth often requires short-term discomfort. Short-term thinking is another significant factor. Human brains evolved to prioritize immediate needs and short-term rewards. When faced with a choice between a certain, small pleasure today and a larger, uncertain gain in the distant future, most of us opt for the former. This explains why saving for retirement, resisting lifestyle inflation, or delaying gratification is so difficult, even when we intellectually understand the benefits. We are also deeply social creatures. Comparison with others, friends, colleagues, or even virtual strangers drives much of our financial behavior. Observing the visible successes of others can foster envy, urgency, or even shame. This comparison bias often leads to spending beyond our means, taking unnecessary risks, or abandoning stable plans because someone else seems to be doing better. Overconfidence is another subtle yet pervasive bias. Many people, especially when markets are doing well or initial decisions work out, come to believe that they have special insight or skill. This often results in taking bigger risks, ignoring the possibility of setbacks, or underestimating the role of luck. Overconfidence is less about arrogance and more about our natural tendency to see patterns where none exist. If knowledge alone were enough, finance professors would be among the world's wealthiest people. But research shows that even those with advanced degrees and years of experience are subject to the same psychological pitfalls as everyone else. Behavior, consistent, measured, and calm, matters far more than knowledge. The gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it is wide, and it is bridged not by information, but by self-awareness and discipline. Patience is the single most underappreciated element in financial success. The effects of compounding, the process where small advantages build into massive results over time, work only for those who can resist the urge for quick rewards. Waiting is uncomfortable, uncertainty is taxing, but history rewards those willing to let time do the heavy lifting. The challenge is not in calculating what to invest. It is in remaining steady when it feels pointless or slow. When we talk about wealth, we often focus on numbers, dollars in the bank, returns on investment, net worth. But real wealth is less about accumulation and more about having stability, choices, and the freedom to spend time as we wish. It is the absence of stress over basic security, the ability to weather financial storms, and a degree of control over one's future. The paradox, then, is that financial success is built not from complex schemes, but from mastering our own behaviors, from understanding how fear, hope, time, and comparison shape our daily choices, from cultivating patience and building habits that sustain us across market cycles and life's unpredictable changes. Money is about psychology, not just math. Its deepest lessons are about how we think, feel, and act, today and over decades. Recognizing this can help us move through the world of finance with greater clarity and peace, aware that the most important battles are often invisible, unfolding quietly inside our own minds. In the end, it's not the numbers that determine our outcomes, but our ability to live calmly, making thoughtful, deliberate decisions and returning, again and again, to what matters most. And that, in many ways, is the real meaning of wealth.